Good evening, everyone. This is Manas Patnaik, your friend and tutor. And in today's session, we are going to create this part. This is going to be very simple. And in this entire process, you'll learn extrusion. You'll also learn revolve. This very feature over here can be made using the revolve command, and I'll demonstrate it to you. However, if you insist on creating this using an extrusion command, that also can be implemented. So watch this video right till the end. Okay, let's start sketching. For that, I need to click on create document. I need to provide a title. So this is going to be number 2, my second video on shape part model, sketching, extrude and revolve. Okay, create public document. So meanwhile, let's take a look at this drawing. So what we've been given is, this is first angle projection, by the way. Okay, this over here represents the front view, that's the top view, and that's the left hand side view. In case of first angle projection, always remember that top view is at the bottom of front view, whereas the left hand side view is to the right of front view. That is going to always happen. Okay, so far so good. How do you begin? How do you start sketching? Which plane are you going to select? Whether it is going to be the top plane, front plane, or right plane. If you have a look, if you just start by making a sketch, a rough sketch, you can put on the dimensions later on. Okay, since this is the top view, you have to select the top plane. Hold Shift S, you have a sketch. Now I want to get rid of all of these principal planes. Just hit P to make them disappear. Hit P again, they'll appear. Okay, I want to get rid of this origin as well. Okay, so what will you do? You will simply click on this eye icon. So far so good. Now hit N for normal. Okay, let me zoom out slightly. So in order to begin our sketch, the first thing that we'll do is we are going to start with this very point. This is 30. Okay, you can put the dimensions later, no worries. Okay, then you move to this side. Let me zoom in. Okay, then you go upstairs, then you bring your cursor back and it converts it into an arc, and you search for the horizontal. Now the orange dotted line that you see is the horizontal. That's your reference. You need to click again and you need to set the radius. The radius, if you notice in the drawing, is 6. Okay, so we have to plug in the value as 6 and enter. Now we need to move ahead. We need this as the reference, then go straight. Then this is how much? Well, don't worry. Okay, now you need to zoom out slightly. This way, horizontal. Then I will take this as the reference now. Then make the connection. Okay, hit escape. This over here, this is the length, right? This is 150 and can be read from the front view. That's 30 and that's 60. So first of all, let me finalize these 3 dimensions in our drawing. Hit D for dimension. This set it up as 30. This set it up as 150, 150 and enter. And this over here is 60. And please notice I haven't considered this portion. This is the portion which looks like this in the side view and can be created easily. Don't worry. Okay, so far so good. And if you notice this, if you extend a line from over here, this basically is 45. So this has to be kept as 45. Done. What else is there? Now, if you notice this distance, this is 10, by the way. 10 and enter. Okay, this over here, 25 minus 12 will give you 13. Half of 13 is 6.5. 6.5, and this is also 6.5. So 6.5, and this also is 6.5. Okay, done. Now this very point is at a distance of 10 plus 16 from the topmost edge. So from the topmost edge, we are talking about this very point. The distance is 26 and enter. See how beautiful it is. Okay, and hit escape, and let me place the dimensions properly so that it can be visualized. Okay, so far so good. Now let's view this sketch in 3D. For that, hold shift and hit 7. This is how it looks. Okay, now we are going to go for the extrusion. Take a look at the drawing. What we are creating is the base or the foundation. This base is 10 mm thick. So what we'll do, we are going to use the extrude command, and for that what we'll do is hold shift and E. That's for the extrusion. Okay, I have cancelled it. Faces and sketch regions to extrude. Let me select this. Okay, a closed region. The depth is going to be 10. That is all. You're happy with it? Okay, you can hit enter and see the preview, and then if you're happy, you can check it. So this is the part which has been created. All right, now what to do? And by the way, this is available. Okay, I'll provide a link to a Google Drive which through which you can access this drawing. Okay, and you can make it parallelly like me. By the way, if you want to open 2 windows in one single screen, what you can do is hold the Windows button and right arrow. Okay, and if you want to shift it to the left hand side, this is what you can do. Hold the Windows button and to the left, and you'll get an option and you can click, and this will be shifted to the right hand side. However, I want to shift this to the right hand side. Okay, now and this way. Okay, now what to do? If you notice, we can create this circle. We also have the option of creating this portion. Okay, now if you notice this portion, it looks like L shape in the top view. So what we'll do, notice, I'll select this plane, hold shift S. Okay, let me do this in 3D. Use the line command. L is the shortcut. Click, move in this fashion. Okay, orthogonally. The moment you see the dotted line, it should strike your mind that we are moving orthogonally. Now we are moving. Okay, we should reach here this way, and then yeah, we are done. So use the dimension. This over here is going to be 10. That's 10, by the way. Okay, you can see this, and this also is 10. Now there is one more constraint that we need to fit. If you notice here, this very edge is at a certain distance from the leftmost edge, which is 25. So now let me use the dimension feature and set the distance between these 2 points as 25 and enter, and the sketching is done. Now what we'll do is we are going to extrude. In fact, this entire L shape will be extruded by an amount of 40. Here it is. Okay, and then we are going to cut off this portion. I'll demonstrate how. So now let's go for shift E. That is one way to activate the extrude command, or what you can do is you can just hit the S key, and from here you can use this extrude feature. Okay, very simple. Now you just need to select this portion. This extrusion has to be done by an amount of 40. Right, I actually remember the shortcuts. Okay, so check it if you're happy. Okay, now I am going to make a triangle, this triangle over here, and then I am going to use the extrude removal feature. So for that I need to select this. I need to make a sketch, hold shift, and I am going to go normal. Okay, now use the line command to make a line in this fashion. This way, this way, this way, and this way. Shift 7. Okay, wonderful. Escape, and now use the extrude feature, shift T, cancel this, removal, go for through all, and I think I have to select this bounded region. The moment you select it, you can see in the preview that it has been removed. If you're happy, check it. However, if you notice, this distance had to be taken as 80. So I need to check this one sec. I need to check this, whether this distance is 80 or not. It is not 80. So I'll click on it. I'll use the dimension feature. I'll make it 80. Okay. Once I make it 80, and if I am happy with it, the extrusion will also regenerate itself like this. Okay. Now the drawing is perfect. Okay. So we committed a mistake, and we identified it and we resolved it. Okay. Now, time to create this hole. Wonderful. For that, we need to select this plane, Shift S for a sketch plane, N, and you simply need to create a circle over here. This circle is having a diameter of 18. Now you might ask why it is 18, because the two holes that have been given in this drawing, this one and this one, both of them have a diameter of 18. Okay, so that's 18 for you. Now the one thing that you must notice is this distance over here is 15 and this distance is 25. So I'm going to use the dimension feature. Let me zoom into this again. Let me click D. This distance has to be kept as 25 and enter. Okay, now this distance has to be taken as 1, 5, 15 and enter. And now the hole is in its right place. Now, there is another thing that we need to do. If you notice, there is this portion that we need to make. Okay. For that, we need to make another plane. Okay. So what we'll do is we're going to go down, and I'm happy with this sketch. I'm going to select this, Shift S, N. Okay. I'm going to make a rectangle over here. For rectangle, you can use R. This is the corner rectangle, by the way. Okay. Click. This is the center rectangle. Select the corner rectangle. Here it is. Done. Okay. Shift 7. Now let me use the extrude command, Shift T. This extrusion is going to be 10. Okay. This is 10, by the way, this much. So, and enter. And if you're happy, check on it. Now you can go for the extrude removal feature for creating this hole. Okay, for that I need to open this sketch. So either you can double click here. Okay, one sec. What was the sketch number? I think it was sketch number 4. Okay, once sketch 4 is open, you need to go to Shift T and now go for removal. Now through all, and you can see in the preview. Happy? Check it. Done. In the next part, we are going to create this profile, this over here. For that, I have to look at the object from the left hand side. So this is front view. This is the left hand side view. Somewhere here, I'll be creating this hole. Okay. And as far as this portion is concerned, I am going to be using the revolve feature. I'll also show you, demonstrate how this can be created using the extrude feature. Can be done very easily. Keep watching. Very interesting case. So let me make a circle, space C. One second. C is the shortcut for circle. Why am I not able to activate C? The reason being very simple, because I'm not in a sketch environment. For that, I need to select a plane, hold Shift S. Now the sketch plane is active. You can see over here. Okay. So here, C, let me make a circle. This circle again is going to have 18 as diameter and enter. And now I'll zoom on this slightly. Now, see. Okay. Okay. Now, the center of this circle is absolutely on this edge. So what I'll do, I'll select the center. I'll select this edge. And I'm going to use I for coincident. Just see what happens. Isn't it? Okay. That is for coincident. However, you can access it from the tools over here. Center, edge, and see. The first option is coincident. The shortcut is I. That's what I used. click on it. One more thing, this distance qualifies as the radius, which happens to be 16. So I'll use the dimension feature. D is the shortcut. D between, okay, that's going to be 1, 6 and enter. Wonderful. Now we are going to use the extrude removal, hold shift E. This is going to be a through all in the other direction. Okay, if you're happy, you can. Oh, this is the add feature. No, go to remove. Now you can see the change. Okay, happy? Yes. Now comes the part where we have two options in order to create this sort of a ring. You have the option for using the revolve command, okay, shift W, and also the option of using the extrude. So first of all, I'm going to select a sketch plane. Let me select this, shift S, and I'm going to go normal N. I'm going to draw a line. This is going to be my axis. I'll press Q. You can see it converts into a construction line, and I'll click again and I'll escape. I want this line to be at a certain distance from the top, that is at a distance of 16. D, select, take it as 1, 6, 16, done. Now let me show this to you. Let me use the revolve command. You can access it from over here. The shortcut is shift W. Let me do it. Let me delete this for a while. Revolve axis. I will select this as my revolve axis. Faces and sketch regions to revolve. This is the face that I wish to revolve. You can see the change. Okay, happy? Check it. So this is one way. Okay, the other way is to use the extrude command. For that, what we'll do is, let me remove this feature. Let me remove this sketch as well. Okay, let me show this. For that, what we'll do is we'll select this plane, shift S, N, and now I am going to be creating circle. If you keep your cursor over here and you go downwards, okay, it automatically snaps. This is one circle. There is another circle which I wish to create. It is this one. Okay, now shift 7 for isometric. Okay, so now I wish to use the extrude command. Take a look. Take a look. Hold shift T. Right? Remove this. How much? How much is the thickness? By the way, this is 10. So let me put this as 10. Okay. Now the face that I wish to select, click over here, or the region that I wish to select is this. That's the region. Once you click on it, okay, the extrusion is happening over to this side. I want to change, switch, click on it, and you can see. Okay, you can see the change. Happy? So yeah, that is how it is done. So it is now complete. Shift 7 for isometric. Our drawing is now absolutely complete. Okay, let me expand this. Shift 7. Yeah, there is one more thing. I was just thinking while I was doing the preparation for this lecture, I was just thinking, can we rotate this? You definitely can. You need to use the transform. Okay, there is this tool over here. You can click on this arrow for the drop down, transform. Entities to transform or copy. I will select the entire object. Okay, translate by rotation. Okay, that rotation has to take place with respect to a particular axis. That axis, let's say, is this edge, right? I wish to rotate this by 90 degrees. See, this is 90 degrees. If I wish to rotate this by minus 90 degrees, this is how it would look. So if you're happy, you can check this, right? Okay, so we'll be doing many more problems in this series. Don't worry, it's going to be very enriching. It's going to be all about CAD, making part models. And yes, guys, that was all from my side for today. This is Manas Patnaik signing off. Take care and have a nice day. Thank you. Jai Hind.